Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 30 of the Houston Astros series here on Out of the Park Baseball 15. And today we're at the All-Star break. No draft. I decided once again to skip that. Didn't seem people were too upset when I did it the last time around, so did it once again. I think we signed pretty much all the guys that I draft personally. I usually don't. I usually do not end up signing a lot of the guys that get auto-drafted or whatever. But anyway, it's not important. So we do have some All-Stars on the team this year. Once again, 4 starters made it. It was Godfrey, Quintana, Strasburg, and Waka. Bumgarner also made it, which I found funny, from the LA Angels. So I think that was funny at the very least, considering we let him go. Sam Ferry also made it. He's having a great year, as you can see him there. Guanso Park made it. Chris Bryant made it for the first time, which is pretty cool. Good to see him sort of starting to pan out. Carlos Correa made it. And I think that was it. Ooh, and Billy McKinney made it, which I just find funny because he's not rated very highly in this game, although maybe he should be because he was one of the guys in the Jeff Samardzija trade recently. But anyway, so that is that. We will take a look at how everyone is doing this year. Delete those messages. We'll start out with the pitching staff. So our pitching staff's been very solid. Strasburg has not been as dominant as he has been in recent years, but still very good, on pace for a ton of strikeouts, not a lot of walks, and he's going to eat 250 innings. So he's still Steven Strasburg. He's not quite the Steven Strasburg of last year, which was just absolutely ridiculous, but still very good pitcher. And Michael Waka has also been fine. Once again, Yohander Quintana and Jake Godfrey, taking those next steps. Sort of becoming the guys that we really want them to be long term, which is sort of the heads of the staff, which I think is sort of the long term goal with those guys. Strasburg, we did lock up for another 3 years after this. One of them is a vesting option, and I think we locked up Waka too, or Waka as well. Yes, we did. So you do have to think of those guys maybe diminish at some point getting into those elder years, and at that point you would like Godfrey and Quintana to take over sort of as the 2 top guys in that rotation. Jose Calderon's also been a very solidifying piece there at the 5th spot, and he's regarded pretty highly amongst the league. He's had his name thrown into a couple make this work now trades that I've been tinkering with. So he's regarded really highly. He would be an interesting piece to trade at the same time. He's cheap pitching for now, and he's been so solid out of that 5 spot that I do not want to trade him at this point. But it just becomes interesting because the 5th starter you do not really need a lot from, especially when you consider that we're not going to be using him too much in the postseason. So anyway, bullpen, Kevin Chapman. This year has been the downfall of Kevin Chapman. He said a disastrous year. He is just so awful. His ratings are really down, and he just is terrible. As you can see, ERA of 8.24 in 19 innings. I really do not use him at all anymore unless it's very low leverage situations. Doug Sheldon has taken over as the closer. He's been very good. A couple blown saves lately, but other than that, I think if he had a 1.59 ERA before before those last 4 appearances. So not worried about him. He's been fantastic. Aldo Silva has been pretty solid as a 7th inning man. I've given Nick Kennedy the 8th inning. He's been okay out of that. I wouldn't say he's been great, but that is sort of an area where I would maybe look at a trade, but at the same time, I think Kennedy and Silva are so highly rated that whoever we're going to go out and get, I don't really see eclipsing those guys, so it's sort of not a priority. Yoel Macias has not been good. I've just sort of used him as an innings eater. He has good stamina, so he's sort of a good long relief option. And Schimpf has been good, not great, sort of very Tyler Schimpfy. And Quezada has been so-so, not really that good. But anyway, bullpen's not been as great this year. And I might DFA Chapman and call up probably not Wong. I guess is Cheng hurt? Yeah, Chen, Lee Kong Chen. I might call him up. He's been out for a while. Ooh, he had bone chip surgery. Or I could call up Connor Manaus, who is pretty young, I think, right? He's only 24. He's not been great this year in AAA. And I don't like his stuff as much as I like Chen's. Yeah, I think I like Chen's ratings a little bit more, and I'm not going to call him Manchu Wong. So when Chen gets back healthy, I'm probably going to DFA Chapman. But other than that, if we can maybe find a throw-in a relief trade or in a trade or whatever is a good reliever, maybe I'd consider it. But other than that, no real need to attack the bullpen. Hitting wise, let's take a look at our lineups. Sam Ferry's been fantastic this year. 916 OPS, 13 homers. Guanso Park has been exactly what Guanso Park is, a phenomenal hitter. 950 OPS and 22 homers. Bubba Jones got hurt for a couple weeks at the beginning of the year, and he has not quite been as good as we usually expect out of him or usually get out of him, but he's still been a very productive hitter, and hopefully he can pick it up in the second half. Jonathan VR has been a disaster this year. Much like Kevin Chapman, a star of old, who is rapidly on the decline, and his production has just not been good this year. So that's likely a spot we're going to fix for the second half. And I'm not going to quite explain how we're going to do it just yet, because there are a couple options of what we can do. But Chris Bryant's taken a step forward this year. I don't expect him to keep up this pace because his contact ratings are not that high. I guess on the OSA ratings are not terrible, but he's never hit. I mean, he hit almost 270 here, but I would not expect him to hit close to 290 the rest of the year. So likely those stats come down a little bit, but still providing good power for us, which is what we expect out of him. So he's been productive, and Carlos Correa has been pretty productive. Not quite the 300, 400, 500 guy he's been the last couple of years, but still a very good player. OBP still extremely high. WAR is a little bit down. So he definitely hasn't been the player he was the last couple of years, but still only 27 years old, so I would say maybe it's just a down year for him. Ethan Stringer's been really good off the bench for us this year. 937 OPS, only 59 ABs, but still, it's nice to see his trade value is going up a little bit, which is nice. Felipe Talos got off to a very slow start with us, but is starting to heat up a little bit. His OBP is still off the charts, and he is likely going to see some time in the top two once we, or when the top two in the lineup once we make some switches at second base. And then Ivan Alatorre has not been great this year. He got off to a really slow start, heated up a little bit lately, and is finally starting to find his power stroke and get his numbers back up, which is good. And Bryce Harper, also slow start, also heating up a little bit lately, which is good. So hopefully we can get some better second halves out of guys. But yeah, so the second base spot is really the one that I want to address this deadline. Now we have a couple options. Probably the most obvious one being, if I can find him, and I can never seem to find him. In fact, maybe we'll go by position here. You know, it's actually going to be easier. Oh, no, here he is. All right, well, it's Antonio Luna. Now, Luna for a while has been regarded as one of the top prospects probably the top prospect in our system. OSA ratings love him. Our old scout loved him, but our new scout does not like him. Jeff Baldwin's our new scout. He has like the legendary rating for scouting major league and minor league talent, and he does not leave me very encouraged about Antonio Luna. So it's probably the easiest decision to just throw him in there at second base for the second half of the year, see what he can do. We're probably going to be fine with his, really no matter what he gives us, out of probably the 9 hole, which is what he would hit in. And I think we'll survive no matter what he gives us at that, in terms of offensive production. But at the same time, we do have some options out there for second baseman that we could acquire, throwing in Luna and then maybe a couple other prospects, especially guys that we got in a couple of the trades we did last year, like specifically Esteban Vargas, a catching prospect who has quickly become probably the best prospect in our system. 2 guys that I have found that pretty much fit what we were looking for, just because we don't have, the thing is, we have salary to trade because we can dump the VR salary, which is, he's going to be down here, what, 10 million? The thing is, he doesn't hold a lot of trade value, and it doesn't make too much sense for a rebuilding team. And not a lot of the rebuilding teams have great second basemen or middle infielders in general, because I wouldn't feel bad about putting Correa at shortstop or second base or whatever. But one of the guys is Brandon Paris, who is injured right now, but he's only out for a couple more days. He's on an A's team that is rebuilding. He's only 25 years old. He's had a couple really good seasons now. High OBP guy, doesn't hit for a ton of contact, and he's just a very solid player. As you can see, his ratings are sort of all over the place. But what I mean by that is sort of all over the place. Like, he doesn't really have one refined skill. He's not fast, but he's a pretty good defensive shortstop. which is interesting. So we could try to put him there. I believe VR or Correa. Well, we can teach him to play second base. I wouldn't be too worried about that. But his trade value is like enormous. So our other option is actually going back to our old friend, the Diamondbacks, and going after Ryan Mountcastle. Because the Diamondbacks, as you can see, have Dan Logan. They have Jorge Santos. They have a lot of middle infielders, and I think, if I remember, yeah, they have a couple decent prospects as well at the middle infield. Although it looks like these guys are a little older, so maybe not as good. But they definitely have other options there, and if they could get good value for a guy like Mountcastle, who is going to be arbitration eligible, it looks like, because I think he's going to be a Super 2 guy after the following season. He has been good this year. His ratings are not that high, though. At least not according to our head scout, which does concern me a little bit. He's a very good defensive second baseman. I'm just not sure what he can provide offensively. Last year, he was not that good offensively. Really, the first 2 years in his big league career was not that good offensively. This year has been better. And I think he can sustain that type of slash line because he does appear to hit the ball very well, or appears to hit the ball a lot, I should say. So those are a couple options, and I might try to explore trade offers for both, and then sort of get back to you guys. Other than that, I think like the Padres have Jed Gurico, but he's making a lot of money. Yeah, and I don't want to take on that salary. And other rebuilding teams, I think the Cardinals don't have anyone that I'm interested in. If you go by position, yeah. Some decent play, maybe Steve McLeod, but and then the Tampa Bay Rays, they have Tremaine Spears, but yeah, I think I'd rather try to get Brandon Perez. I think, how much was Brandon Perez? Yeah, he's going to be arbitration eligible at the end of the year too. So either way, we're going to be taking on a little bit of salary if we went after either of these guys. But the thing is, so that's what makes Luna seemingly a bit better of an option. Because if he does work out, he's going to be cheaper than these two guys. And these are also two guys that we could try to go after in the off season if Luna does not work out. So right now I'm going to explore trade offers for both guys. I'm going to simulate ahead 2 days just to make so that Perez is not injured anymore. And then if I can't find an offer that I like, I will probably just hold on to Luna and we'll have a very quiet deadline. Alright, so at its current state, a Brandon Perez trade is very unlikely to get done. The A's really value this guy highly, which is understandable. I figured maybe because I do think looks like he's going to be arbitration. He's going to go to arbitration in the offseason. And the A's are clearly a team that is rebuilding and is looking at the long term and maybe want to sell high on a guy like this who's going to start making some money real soon. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty hard to get a Perez deal done. Maybe it's something we return to in the offseason. But as for now, like as you can see, they want... So here's Luna, who I would throw into a deal like this. Esteban Vargas, probably I'd say he's a number 2 prospect. Great, eye discipline and all that, and is at AAA right now and is likely to be ready very soon. But I'm very willing to part with him because of Sam Ferry, and he seems to have stabilized our spotted catcher. But they also want Ivan Fernandez, who's probably our top prospect. He's very young. He was a guy that we picked up, or that our scout picked up, just like out of the blue. And he is very, very good. He's a ways away right now. He's only in like low rookie ball, and he's only 18 years old, and his rating is not high yet. But he's a guy that I want to hold on to because our outfield is not necessarily set for the future right now. Harper, obviously is making a lot of money, but he's always a guy. He's getting up there in age. He's going to be 30 next year, I think. So he's a guy that he's not necessarily a lock for the team for the future. Talos is in his first year with the team, and it's not been great. So he's a guy that long term we have no idea what he's going to provide to us. So there is sort of room for a guy like this to maybe fit in with the team at some point. Hopefully it's not too far down the road, although I'm sure it's going to be a ways away. I don't know. Could be one of the most dominant hitters. I mean, he literally is going to be a beast. So, is poor plate discipline though? I wonder. It won't give me like an ETA, which is too bad. But anyway, so yeah, I don't really want to be giving up him in a deal along with Vargas. I really want to keep Fernandez and then VR, and that at that point it still gets us to we would have to throw in like Ethan Stringer or Elijah Fowler or something. So at this point, I don't want to make a deal like this. This is sort of unloading the farm for a guy that we don't know enough about, not, you know, just not too sure on the guy. It doesn't feel like we need like, if you're asking me would I rather do this or just let Luna play the second half of the year, I'd much rather let Luna play the second half of the year. So so it's probably a no-go on Brandon Perez, but I'm going to check out some offers for the hopefully less highly regarded Ryan Mountcastle. Alright, so Ryan Mountcastle seems like a very feasible option for us. His value is really low apparently. I don't know why, but the Diamondbacks are like very quick to get rid of him apparently. As you can see, we could do it for Chapman, which just works out to even out the salaries. And then Cedeno and Fowler, and we could maybe even do it for much less. Like, I originally was like Vargas as a starter, and they like immediately were like, yeah, we'll do it. Which I guess doesn't shock me too much. They have Kyle Schwarber, who's okay, and not really anything else in terms of catchers. But I think if we wanted to do Fowler and Cedeno, we might even be able to pick up selling extra. I remember I was playing around with Sapuki when I was like playing around with these trades earlier. And yeah, I mean, it would likely cost us a guy like Vargas at this point. So I don't think we're going to do it. Yeah, I mean, we could do Vargas, then some crap prospect. But yeah, I don't think it's something we're going to do. But it's something to sort of keep in mind. This guy that I would like to pick up, he's fragile. I mean, he's been good, but I mean, we just don't need him is the thing. He'd be great out of the bullpen, I suppose. But anyway, so I think what we're going to do is try to do Chapman for the salaries, and then I want to keep a nose if I'm going to give up Chapman. So maybe we can do Juan Carlos Moran and like Fowler or something, and try to not give up Cedeno. I mean, I'm really trying to lowball them here, but yeah, I think they're going to want someone like Cedeno here. So I'm fine with giving up Cedeno. Maybe hold on to Fowler. I mean, I don't want to give the middle infield prospects because it doesn't really make sense at that point, but it seems like what they want, which is definitely surprising. They wouldn't do like Manaus. I mean, they have loads of pitching, so I can understand why they wouldn't be interested in them. Yeah, weird. What about the guy like Jeremy Jones is hurt. He's out for 4 days. Alright, well, yeah, we'll just do Fowler. I mean, I don't mind giving up Fowler and Cedeno if we're going to get Mountcastle and hold on to Luna. So, alright, we'll do this deal. There's someone else here I really want. Yeah, John Weiser's terrible. I know that firsthand. Sergio Romo is making a lot of money. I bet we could... I mean, we could pick up a guy like Romo and lose VR just to even out the salaries, but it's probably not worth it at that point. Werner Leal. He's been decent. He's a righty. Pretty good ratings. Could we get him? It's close. Could we throw in someone? Looks like they were going to want someone if we're going to pick up Leal. Let's try Leal. And we'll give up, like, I don't know, Hayashi or Jose Cruz or something. I don't know. They're going to still... I could do, like, Humphrey. I'd probably do this. Hayashi's, what, 22? Yeah. Our old scout liked him, but Baldwin doesn't so much, so yeah, we'll do that, and we'll do Humphreys. Okay, so it looks like what's the OSA ratings like Humphrey a lot. Yeah, so maybe in that case we'd like to keep hold of him. I wouldn't mind giving up Stringer, but he's been good. It feels not worth it at this point. So we'll remove him. Yeah, alright, I think that's that. We don't need an outfielder, and we don't really need an infielder or catcher or anything. So yeah, I think we're fine. So yeah, we'll do this deal. Alright, we pick up Ryan Mountcastle. We get him back, which is cool. Yeah, the fan interest increased significantly. So we'll place him on the active roster. We'll have to remove someone. I think it's going to be Jose Cruz. Just because our DH is a first baseman, so we don't necessarily need... Or it'll be Cantu. No, yeah, it'll be Cruz, because we need Cantu as the backup. Well, okay. Cruz is already in AAA, and he's been really good. So yeah, I guess it'll be Cantu, because we have Ayala, right? Yeah, so it'll be Cantu, who is not... He's only had 5 at-bats, so... Alright, we'll send him down to AAA, the AAAs, and go to our lineups, and then we'll throw Mountcastle at second, and we're going to make VR the backup. I suppose we could have sent down Joe Panic. I figured we had. I completely forgot that we didn't have Alexander Guerrero on the team, who I forget where he signed, but he signed somewhere else. So maybe we'll call up Jose Cruz because he's been a lot better than Cantu this year. If we go to AAA, we also have Mike Pappy. How's he doing? Okay. But we will call up Jose Cruz because he's been a lot better. Place. Yeah, he's got decent ratings. So yeah, Cruz we want here, and we'll put here as well, and then he will be the probably be the first. No, we'll keep him second, I guess, and then VR can be third. All right, and then Mountcastle's gonna hit probably 9th for now. Yeah, he's gonna hit 9th because I want Talos and his OBP leading off. So we'll do that. Copy. Whoops. And paste all around. And then without Chapman, we do have a spot in the bullpen. So we'll go to the free agent list and see who's out there. I think Sean Doolittle's out there. Could be another good lefty. AJ Ramos is out there. Ooh, wait, did Ramos? Oh no, he wants money. Of course. Maybe Vic Black. I mean, he's pretty highly rated. Not that good, I guess. Maybe we'll offer him anyway if he's only wants a minor league contract. Why not? Yeah, we don't have any money. John Martinez. Steve Ames. Yeah, we'll give Sean Doolittle something too, because he could be a good lefty for us. 35 years old, looking for a ring, I assume. Did he win a ring with us? No, he was with 2019. That was our first. Yeah, that was our first title. So he did win a ring with us. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if Ramos wants to come back on a minor league deal, I'd be happy, but I don't think he's gonna come back on a minor league deal. Put it that way. He's wrecked according to his injury history, so maybe he's not too reliable. Yeah, other than that, I think that'll do it. Because a couple of those guys will sign. Kelly wants money, of course. Hasn't pitched in the bigs in a couple of years, but he still wants money. Ryan Cookie. Yeah, alright, so that is that. Ooh, maybe. No, okay, I thought could get Cesar Ramos, but I guess not. Wow, a lot of these guys really want money. That is surprising. Mike Kopp. Can we get Mike Carp? Yeah, Jose Cruz is fine. Alright, so that's that. That's pretty much all I want to do for this deadline. Hopefully someone signs, or else we'll have to go to probably Manaus. We'll probably get Wong up just for the sake of having a lefty. Well, I think Chen is a righty, so if he was our long-term option. Alright, well, we got both of these guys. We also got trade offers. Connor Leanne. No, I'm not giving up Silva. Kyle Dean. No. Alright. Excuse me. Whoa. Okay, got something in my throat. So I guess we'll call up Vic Black. I don't care too much about having righties. I mean, I'd rather have the better pitcher. So we'll use Black for now. If he struggles, we'll go to Doolittle. But yeah, as for that, that's pretty much our big upgrade. So now everyone in our lineup is like pretty good. I don't think we have to worry about it too much. Is Talos doing all right in center? I hope so. Because I don't want to move Alatorre or Harper. They're both really good where they are at. But yeah, so Mountcastle can play second base very well, which is good. So we have a pretty good defense up the middle. Ferry's not good. He's fine, I guess. He's not great. But yeah. So all right, that is pretty much gonna do it. I really don't have anything else. I feel like this episode's a little short, but well, the last episode was really long, so I guess that's making it up for you guys in one sense. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it. Oh yeah, we should set up our pitch. I guess. Well, I can do this off camera, but whatever. We should set up our pitching staff for the second half. We can go Strasburg here in game 1. So. Alright, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy. And looking forward to another postseason run real soon. So, as always, I'm out. Peace.